Hi, it's Oddball 1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One. And I find myself constantly fighting against accusations that are unfounded and untrue, and today it's no different. I am fighting against an accusation that I am apparently a good pilot and good at PvP. This is something I vehemently deny. I can barely fly. I am a gimbal scrub, as you can see from the evidence presented in front of you. This is me versus Woland the other night. He asked me to come out for a 1v1 and he's in a 5 Plasmac FDL, and of course I'm in my gimbal scrub beam de lance with 3 beam lasers and 2 multi-cannons because I don't use fixed weapons, I have no skill. So I would like this rumour quashed. I'm sure it's just someone trolling. It's probably Spare Ration, to be fair. Has the mark of him about it. But definitely untrue, unfounded rumour. Started on Reddit that I'm apparently good at PvP and I want it quashed. There's no way this is true. I am terrible at PvP. I will always be terrible at PvP. I'm far too lazy to learn. I only win because of cheeseball silliness and no skill. Never any skill involved in any of my victories in wing fights or in fights in general. I'm happy to rock out and have a 1v1 with somebody, but it will be a 1v1 against a completely unskilled opponent in a gimbal ship. Because I am the gimbal scrub and I am proud of it. I do not sweat it out when it comes to PvP. I build a ship, I derp around in it, I lose a lot, I type GG07 a lot, and I have a bit of fun. Occasionally I win a fight, but you know, on the whole, it's a well-known fact. I'm not very good. I am a gimbal scrub. So, let's squash this rumour now, before it gets out of hand. I'm not having it. Just not having it. This was quite good fun. This was a fun fight between me and Woland. I was in between my 2 sets of night shifts, so I tend to be up really late when that happens, because no way am I adjusting back to day mode for my few days off. So I stay on night mode and I'm up till all hours of the morning. And I was grinding out some power play and doing some fortifications, and Woland said he wanted a 1v1. So I took the time to travel down to Shinny, have a 1v1 with him. This was that 1v1. I had just come from power play trucking in my Type 9, and I am pleased to report that the thermal conduit beams work fine. The way they've done it now is thermal conduit starts off at 90% heat and then incrementally goes up until you're at 150% heat. That's when you hit your max 60% damage. And for most of this fight I was controlling my heat, keeping it reasonably low, not worrying too much. I'll take the 20%, 15-20% extra damage I was mostly keeping myself heated up for. That's early in a fight because I don't want to burn my modules out too quick. So I was being quite cautious this one. This is my first fight since they made the change, so I wasn't sure what to expect, and it went really well. I'm not worried because I fly a beam de lance because it's more fun than a 5 multi-cannon FDL for me. I also may have rammed a few times in this one because I realised my ship, as normal, is heavier than my opponent's. Unfortunately, I had just come from flying my Type 9, which means I didn't realise until an NPC started coming in and shooting it that, yeah, you've guessed it, I am the world's worst. It seems like Toxic isn't the only Britney Spears song I seem to like. Ain't no 1v1 ruined by me forgetting I had crimes on. Such joy. So bad at doing that. So that was something really dumb that happened, but we did agree that I'd pretty much won the fight already at that point, so it was all GG's. We then did discuss having a second fight in my Ramber. That didn't end up happening. I was actually waiting for my Ramber to transfer over when I chose the beam de lance to fight in, because, you know, jump ranges and stuff like that, the FDL's way more comfortable to fly around in. Here I'm just doing a bit of a primo check because somebody once accused me of using primo on this ship, which is funny because I only run 2 multi-cannons. One of them is efficient and the other one is max capacity. Not exactly the most damaging multi-cannons in the world. But yeah, I just thought I'd do it while I was thinking about it. And so I rocked back out in my Rambo to have another fight, and I got jumped, and it became a 2v1 very quickly. It ended up being a 3v1, so I just thought, well, you know what, I'll set myself goals and targets like I normally do in these situations, and my target was to do Roland's shields in and do him a little bit of hull damage before I got taken out. Modern Heracles is using beam lasers on me, which is, fair enough. Though I've got to say the purple ones, and they don't seem to get that bright. I don't know if he was using thermal conduit or not, but I wasn't asking because I was busily trying to keep Roland as the target. The problem when two ships are shooting at you, I can lose track of which one is Roland on the scanner, and that did cause me a couple of problems, but I managed to get a good few hefty rams in and a good few hefty frags rams in, and I lasted longer in this this fight through like 3v1 than I did in my last fight with Walking Dead. So, I'm actually going to take that. It was a 2v1 or a 3v1. I think the other guy said he only hit me right at the end, so I don't know if he was shooting all the way through or shooting just at the end. But yeah, it was Provost, Roland, and Von Heracles all shooting at me, and I was just winging it around trying to ram Roland as much as possible before I died. Wasn't a worry. I thought we'd probably do pick up our 1v1 after that, but unfortunately, I got wanted, so I got shipped to the detention centre, and I had to wait for an ASP to be shipped over there to go anywhere, because I could have brought a hauler, or I could have flown my Rambo back and taken the 47 billion jumps it would have taken to get from the detention centre back to Jameson. As if I could have even done the journey. Not even sure. The Rambo has limitations on its jump range, but as I've said in many videos, when your FSD is a lump of lead with FSD written on it in crayon, and you're basically jumping out of hope, and you weigh so much that a collision with you can cause a black hole, you aren't likely to get very far. It's not the most user-friendly of vehicles. It's designed for one thing and one thing only, which is ramming things very, very hard. The only quality of life device I've got on there is an interdictor, because I do feel that all combat ships should have an interdictor. I don't like it when people who PvP have a ship that's like so tuned that it hasn't even got an interdictor, because when they take those ships out with me, they're always like, I can't interdict him, I don't have an interdictor. And how are you supposed to do combat if you can't even initiate it? There should be a rule with PvP, with the sweats, that if you haven't got an interdictor, you can't enter the tournament. That's what I think. But anyway, yeah, I got blown up. 3v1, I'm not too worried about it. I got Roland's shields down. I think I did some hull damage as well, so that's good. And unfortunately, like I say, I woke up at the detention centre, had to send my apologies to the guys and say, I wouldn't be able to make it back down for any more fighting, because by the time my ship transferred over, it was a while. So I went off and played some PUBG and had some fun on there. And yeah, it was a fun 1v1, a nice diversion from power play, which I've been doing quite a lot of lately. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, I'm a terrible pilot.